Good evening, Kutztown. I'm Diana Minogue. Coming up in tonight's newscast, a Kutztown professor makes the spotlight in a New York Times article, and the KU dance team will perform at a 76ers game.
And I'm Jeff DePalma with an update on baseball and softball, and we will take a look at the men's and women's basketball team. We also have Brianna Swan with your Kutztown weather forecast. Newsbreak begins now.
Dr. Jacob Sewell was mentioned in the New York Times for his research he produced a decade ago at the University of California on global warming. As the lead researcher, Sewell harnessed computer power to run forecasts of what would happen in a future climate after substantial melting of ice in the Arctic Sea. Due to global warming, the rising temperatures attributed to human emissions, Dr. Sewell expected a disturbance in the circulation of the atmosphere. However, he and his advisor were not prepared for the answer they received. The loss of ice has allowed extra heat to escape the Arctic into the atmosphere in the fall and early winter. The ice from the sea fell much faster than Sewell expected, hitting a record low in 2007 and another record low 2 years ago in 2012. Dr. Sewell now works at Kutztown University and still researches global changes. The Vagina Monologues were held Thursday and Friday of last week in the multipurpose room of the Sub from 7:30 to 10. The monologues are meant to raise awareness about violence against women parallel to V-Day campaigns. Tickets were $5, and buttons, t-shirts, and vagina pops were sold. All proceeds were donated to anti-violence charities.
I think it's a wonderful benefit. It does raise awareness, and it's a great cause, and people should come out.
Junior Nicholas Evans, a dual computer science and software development major here at Kutztown, has been chosen to receive the Carol and Ray Neig Undergraduate Research Grant. The $1,500 grant will fund the development of advanced technology for multiplayer gaming software. Evans, who hails from Shillington, Pennsylvania, hopes his new software will enable as many as 200 players to play at the same time, while also being able to watch footage from other players' games. We congratulate Evans on this achievement and wish him the best in his future endeavors. So, Jeff, I don't really know much about gaming, but it seems like this guy is making a lot of important changes.
It actually is pretty cool because, who knows, in a few years, maybe we could be playing Call of Duty or Madden or anything on a Kutztown developed software.
That's a good point. We'll be right back after these messages.
Kutztown University, the place you chose to spend your college days. Friendships began, memories were made, and dreams achieved on graduation day. Time moves on, new faces come and go, but one thing remains: you can always come back home.
It finally seemed like for a little bit this week that it was starting to get warmer.
Yes, but unfortunately it was just a teaser because the temperatures went way back down.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? Let's head over to Brianna to see what she has to say about all this.
Thank you, guys. So, as you guys were traveling to and from classes today, you probably experienced some cold, chilly weather and some moderate winds going on as you were walking to class. But later on tonight, as you probably may have known, it is going to snow again. I know. Can you believe it? I'm so over snow. But it is going to snow later on tonight, and also is going to go into tomorrow's weather as well. So, on to the 5-day forecast. On Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to have more snow. Mother Nature just loves us to have snow with high of 20s and a low of 1. And Friday is going to be our only sunny day, so make sure you guys do go outside and do enjoy the little bit of sun that we get on Friday, because Saturday and Sunday is going to be also, we're going to snow again with in the high 30s and low 20s. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, Brianna. Dunkin' Donuts is on its way to Kutztown University. Newsbreak's Haley Bianco has the story.
Coffee is a drink in high demand on college campuses. At Kutztown, we have many local coffee shops. One more will be added as the famous franchise, Dunkin' Donuts, joins our community. Rumor has it that franchises like Dunkin' were not allowed in the borough of Kutztown.
That is an urban legend. There's no moratorium on franchises or commercial-like properties, probably in Pennsylvania, if not the United States, to discriminate because they're a franchise.
The weather has been an issue, causing setbacks in the construction of the Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, it's been horrible. I think last weekend we came and shoveled the snow off. It's about, a good foot and a half of snow. So we shoveled that off and had a plow guy today come to clear the area around here. So everything's moved and everything's in position, so you're ready to start construction.
Now that New Millennium Designs has the permits needed to begin construction, the question is, when will it be done?
Our company works pretty fast. We kind of do things under the schedule, but I would say with this type of construction, I would say roughly a couple of months we should have it up and running.
The Dunkin' Donuts will not have a drive-through. However, people are still concerned about the impact the franchise will have on local coffee shops.
I think it'll kind of tone down some of the coffee shops in town. You might actually maybe see one or two close.
Other people are more optimistic.
It might also draw new business because people who might otherwise not come down to a town for the coffee will now come and maybe see another coffee shop they might want to frequent or try.
We're here at 110 East Main Street, soon to be home of the first Dunkin' Donuts in Kutztown. The Dunkin' Donuts is scheduled to be open at the end of this spring. Reporting for Newsbreak, Haley Bianco.
Amanda Funk, a grad student at Kutztown and a native of Reading, has earned the Scholars for the Dream Travel Award. This honor includes a one-year membership to the National Council of Teachers for English and invitation to present her original research at their annual conference on college composition and communication. Funk will speak at the conference about her work on Native American literature in the modern day, a topic that hits close to home as she comes from a Native American background. Funk will receive the award on March 20th in Indianapolis, Indiana. The KU dance team is making moves both on and off campus as it clinches two major performance opportunities this spring. On March 12th, the dance team will perform at the 76ers basketball game in the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia at 6:15 p.m. Later that same month, the girls will represent Kutztown in the annual Philadelphia St. Patrick's Day Parade on March 16th at 12 p.m. The parade will take place in Philly and will air on the CW Network and CBS both that day and on Monday. Be sure to check your local listings and tune in to watch the girls perform. Jeff, I think it's a great opportunity for these girls to perform at the game and other events.
Yeah, this is actually really incredible, because coming from someone that's been to a few 76ers games, it's going to be huge for them and an amazing experience.
That's right. And speaking of basketball, hasn't Kutztown had a good week recently?
You're right. So coming up next in sports, I have your up-to-date scores for baseball and softball. We also take a look at the men's and women's basketball.
4, 3, 2.
I'm J.R. Aquila. I graduated from Kutztown in 1982. Now I'm the event producer director here at Comcast Sportsnet Philadelphia.
Hi, I'm Jim Bolden, and I graduated from the program in 1986. I'm now a business correspondent for CNN in London.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Choose Kutztown University.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome back, and we're going to get right into things as we go to the baseball diamond as the Kutztown baseball team surged back to steal a 5-4 victory over Lock Haven. After trailing 4-1 in the bottom of the 8th, single to right field to load the bases, the next batter would be walked. Then came Kyle Stout to the plate, who would come up big, delivering a 2-run single to right field, tying the score at 4. The Golden Bears would take the lead when Brady McNabb hit a sacrifice fly to left field. Now up 5-4, pitcher Matt Swarmer would shut down the Lock Haven offense, giving up a single hit, before retiring the side. Coming off this win, Kutztown will have almost 3 weeks off before returning to action against Dominican College at Provident Bank Park in Pomona, New York. Now we're going to head on over to the girls softball team, who wrapped up the Pioneer Classic with a win against Mercyhurst 8-0. Dominique Ficara pitched a complete game, throwing 3 strikeouts and earning her 3rd win, with Morgan Booth stealing home after a wild pitch. Just 3 batters later, Savannah Niritz hit a triple, scoring 2 runs. The Golden Bears would go on to score 5 more runs to get the shutout win. Kutztown won't return until later in spring break in Salem, Virginia. Now we're going to head on over to the boys basketball team facing a win in their end game. The Golden Bears played with a sense of urgency as they started off hot, leading 13-2 in the opening minutes, then going into halftime with a 20-point lead. In the second half, the Golden Bears' lead seemed to slip away as their lead dwindled down to 6 points. After an 18-5 run, Kutztown kept their cool and fended off the Red Raider offense to pull out the victory and clinch a playoff berth. The dominating force for Kutztown in this one was forward Josh Johnson, leading the way with 21 points on 9 of 11 shooting from the field. He grabbed 4 rebounds, had 3 blocks, and 3 assists. This performance has earned him the PSAC Athlete of the Week. Kutztown will return to action Wednesday at 7:30 to take on Bloomsburg. And while they cannot gain any playoff positioning, they will be playing to pick up as much momentum as they can as they head into the playoffs. The girls' basketball team will be placed in the same position for a win and their in scenario. The Golden Bears came to play for not only that playoff spot, but also for their coach, Jeanette Malouf, who was trying to get her 300th win. However, Kutztown was not able to get any offensive rhythm, and that would prove costly as Ship would shoot a solid 42.9% from the field, as opposed to Kutztown's 35%. Kutztown would be out-rebounded in this one 50-28, and that would ultimately be the difference maker, as Ship would capitalize and get 21 second-chance points. Advia Campbell was closing in on a triple-double, finishing up with 11 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 blocks. Her 8 blocks gives her the single-season record for blocks, with a total of 69 this season. Despite these efforts, Kutztown would lose 81-52. However, Kutztown's 9-16 record would be good enough to get into the playoffs, thanks to a little help from Millersville, who defeated Lock Haven earlier that day. The Golden Bears will now finish up their season when they travel to take on Bloomsburg Wednesday at 5:30. You know what? Well, it seems we've run out of time. Head on over to kubears.com if you want to see more stats and stories.
That's all we have for you tonight, Kutztown. We'll see you again next Tuesday. Be sure to tune in to our Facebook page and follow our Twitter to keep updated with the upcoming news from Kutztown University.
For Diana, Brianna, and the rest of the crew, good night.